When real life gets worse and you know it's getting worse, it's actually so much harder to bring yourself back into reality to start making progress again. So it was actually so much more comforting every day to start smoking straight away, because if I didn't smoke straight away, I would wake up knowing that I'm 7 pounds heavier. I was in pretty good shape before I started this experiment, and in just 2 weeks I look like this, which I know that most people will say like, oh, you know, the after picture isn't so bad, but we've got to be relative here. The after picture is after 5 years, 6 years of training consistently, and I gained about 10 pounds in 2 weeks. During this time, I had huge levels of anxiety. I barely left the apartment. I remember I would hear people outside the apartment. This was in the middle of lockdown. I would just hear people going outside, and I would think that they were trying to hurt me. I would hear the police siren, and I think that they were coming for me. Pretty sure someone got stabbed in the town centre not too far away, so we heard the screams of that, and I thought it was coming for me. I thought literally that I was in danger like 24/7, and I didn't leave much. I didn't leave the apartment much. My depression symptoms skyrocketed. I think they were pretty high before this, and I remember taking some tests online. You can do like some of the assessments and stuff, and when I would take them, it would literally say that I had major anxiety and depression. And it was so strange because I felt like it couldn't be any other way. It's hard to explain, but I really felt like of course it was going to be like that. Like you couldn't answer those questions differently. I couldn't imagine life without those symptoms and life without such a high score on the little scales, the assessments that I did. My weight went up significantly. This was in the middle of the lockdown, so I wasn't even training anyway, although I did try to do some bodyweight workouts, but during this time, obviously I just stopped that. Weight went up, self-esteem, confidence, happiness, body language probably all went down. My testosterone definitely significantly decreased. I used to have sex about twice a day, and then during this time it used to be, I think, 3 times, something like that over the 2 weeks. Like it would go 4 days without it. I can't even believe that my girl never even said anything, but it was like it wasn't even, not possible. I wouldn't say like I had erectile dysfunction, but I guess this was coupled with the breaking the nofap and just jacking off literally 2-3 times a day. So obviously when you get that urge out, which I've mentioned before in my nofap video, when you get that urge out by yourself to the pixels, you just don't need real women in your life. And that is like one of the worst things you can do for yourself, because having real women in your life, or the drive to get women in your life, is why we do most of the things we do. It's why we work hard to get resources. It's why we work hard to go to the gym. Everyone will say, but I do it for myself, I improve for myself. But subconsciously, whether you want to admit it or not, we of course do most of our things to get to the ideal part of life, which is to reproduce. I learned a whole lot about testosterone, so 100 likes and I will do a practical guide to increasing testosterone. I will include everything I've ever heard and seen and researched that could improve your testosterone, that you could start doing the moment that you watch the video. So go ahead, leave a like, and whilst you're at it, leave a little comment so that I get the viewer engagement in YouTube and the algorithm likes me. An interesting part of this instant gratification overload that I didn't even expect would come up is that I started getting a lot more spots, especially on my actual head. Like there's this one video I took where you can just see like a bunch of like spots on the back of my head, and that shit hurt, man. They were actually so painful that my head was just like sore. Maybe it was a coincidence, it just happened to happen, but I think that was probably caused by the sugar, because I was having about 300 to 500 grams of sugar a day. Yes, really.